What up, everybody? When I was 20 years old, I was hit unexpectedly with an object, knocked out, and hit more times in the face with the object while on the ground to the point I was beaten, unrecognizable, with the side of my face swollen up like a softball. To this day, I don't know exactly what happened to me, because all I remember is waking up the next day in a hospital bed, taking the IVs out of my arms, and seeing my mom, who I hadn't talked to in a couple years, after she put me out at 18 years old. I don't know how she was notified or anything like that, but I told her to get me out of there, and she took me home. A day or two later, I was already back in the streets with the side of my face still swollen up like a softball. But this particular event gave me a wake-up call. I did a lot of growing up after, and it was a real turning point for me, because after this happened is when I started making real money in the game for the first time. So I told this story about being beaten, unrecognizable, because the fact that just about everybody watching this video has either watched the leak clip or heard about it, with Unique laying on the ground after being beat down by Ronnie, looking like he might be dead. So because of the leak, I'm not going to make any more speculation of what happened on the actual episode. But I'm going to talk about the after effects of Ronnie thinking that Unique is dead, only for Unique to be alive and return as Breeze. Unique is my favorite character in the whole Power universe, so if he is dead, they better confirm it in every way possible, just like they did with Angela and Kanan. If not, best believe I'm going to be making Unique return videos just like I do for Ghost, my third favorite Power character. My personal all-time favorite movie is New Jack City, and my favorite all-time fictional character is Nino Brown. And at the end of New Jack City, it says something very interesting. It says something like, Nino Brown is not based on a real person, but there is a Nino Brown in every city. Unique said something very similar to this in Season 2 when he took Rock's money and was holding Juliana hostage. Lou told Unique to go somewhere else other than Queens, but Unique told Lou that Queens is his home, and in every hood he goes to, there will be another Unique and maybe even another Rock. Now keep in mind how Kanan and D-Wiz looked up to Unique in Season 1, Episode 1, when Unique was introduced for the first time. The best dressed, flyest talking player who gets all the females. And just about everybody knows a Unique type. And he'll be the one the haters hate on the most, just like they do me in my comment section. Because this is definitely how I looked up to the plug that I started making money for the first time. He was also the one who took me under his wing, showed me love, and taught me the game. So this right there alone tells us Unique is the only person who qualifies to be Breeze, the person who raises up Kanan, Ghost, and Tommy. Unique also said something very important in that same conversation from Season 2. He said that his name doesn't hold any weight in the streets anymore. We also saw this playing out in Episode 4 as Ronnie was trying to do business first with Dean, then Joaquin and Juliana. Neither wanted to do business with Ronnie because of his brother Unique. Unique has already said several times that he has to start moving different. He just hasn't figured out how to do it yet though. Unique is also currently having trouble getting his hair on business off the ground working under Quan. Keep in mind the reason why. Because he's worried about the police. After being beaten to the brink of death by Ronnie, Unique might figure out the best way to get back in the game is to recreate himself as Breeze and have Kanan and the young kids go to work for him. Keep in mind that Unique has already used kids to work for him before. Unique had Buck 20, who is the same age as Kanan, working for him in Season 1. Keep in mind that Breeze is somebody Ghost loved, but was standing in the way of Ghost's future. Also keep in mind that Breeze lived in an apartment while Unique lives in a house. But I think most likely Panessa will already leave Unique before he has his encounter with Ronnie. Then part of recreating himself will be moving into a new spot where he can lay low and run his new hustle. Then when you think about it, Breeze was the one who mentored Kanan and taught him the game. Fast forwarding to OG Power, what character would remind you the most of OG Kanan on Raising Kanan? To me, it's Unique. Almost like you could flip the two characters from each show and it would still be the same. That would be because Kanan takes on a lot of personality from the person who mentored him. And just because Unique is not a psychopath like Ronnie doesn't mean he is soft either. He's already caught several bodies on the show and beat down 3 guys all by himself when he was in jail. Getting me to the fact that it was said about Breeze that he was strong but not smart. And if you compare the 2 brothers, Ronnie is the smart and calculated one, while Unique is more strong and does things out of brute force and aggression. If you go back and look through 3 seasons of Raising Kanan, so far they've made it a point to make Unique look like he isn't very smart. They've had him mispronounce a few words and misquote a few sayings also. And I'm not at all saying that this is a sign of him not being smart, because I do things like that from time to time on purpose just to irritate people. But it could all add up to people thinking that someone isn't very smart at the same time. It was also said about Breeze that he kept the same routine every day watching Jeopardy at his apartment. And this is how Ghost and Tommy was able to catch Breeze slipping and smoke him. Would Unique be a Jeopardy fan? I'm not sure, but he was doing a crossword puzzle at one point in season 2. And when I say Ghost and Tommy killed Breeze, I always get people in the comments saying that Tommy wasn't with Ghost. But Kanan didn't tell Tariq the whole story because he had nothing against Tommy and only wanted to turn Tariq against Ghost. But in season 1, Tommy said that the same 2 corner boys that looked Breeze in the face and smoked him. And that is not word for word, but he said something like that though. We also know that Breeze gave Ghost his nickname. He said that the kid had the ability to appear and disappear. And a very important thing to keep in mind when Tommy told this to Holly is he said a man named Breeze gave him that nickname, not a kid named Breeze, indicating that Breeze was older than all of them. Also, Ghost told Tariq that he loved Breeze like a brother. So Unique would be the type of guy who is older, but you would still consider more of a brother than a father figure because of his personality. Then keep in mind, at what point in Power did Kanan reinvent himself and come back as Slim? It was after Ghost and everybody else thought that Kanan was dead. So Kanan basically pretended to be dead and returned as Slim. Will Unique do the same thing and return as Breeze? And one last thing before I go, I was told this, I did not see it for myself, but I was told that before Raising Kanan season 1 came out, Starz shared a post on IG that said, "Who is Breeze?" with Unique on the cover, a possible Easter egg. And there you have it. Will Unique fake his death and return as Breeze? Leave your thoughts, theories, and predictions in the comments.